Today we wake up in the Orkney Islands in Scotland. I'm taking the Viking excursion to discover Orkney's fascinating war history. The Orkney Islands are about 50 miles from the Shetland Islands and lie off the northern tip of Scotland, where the North Sea and the Atlantic Ocean meet. And this excursion involves us travelling south from the Kirkwall port and following the coast of Scapa Flow to the smaller South Isles. This is one of 4 so-called Churchill Barriers. Now, they were built to protect the Scapa Flow. The Scapa Flow is a 312 square kilometre natural harbour that would have been vitally important strategically in World War II. Now, they were built, sadly, because a German raider, a submarine, had come in and sunk the HMS Royal Oak back in October 1939. It led to the loss of 833 lives, and that prompted the then First Lord of the Admiralty, Winston Churchill, to order the building of a series of causeways, the Churchill Barriers, to block off the eastern approaches to the naval anchorages of Scapa Flow. To understand the enormity of the task that the Italian prisoners of war undertook to build this, you have to look at the sheer size of it. Now, this is the first of the barriers. It's 610 metres long, and in the middle, in the centre of the harbour, it's nearly 20 metres deep. That's nearly 60 feet deep. So it was a huge engineering process, but vitally important because it not only protected the local communities, it stopped the Germans setting up a base, providing them the perfect platform to head south and attack England. Our next stop is the island of Barray, and we arrived at the Sands Hotel. And my main goal is to sample some of Orkney's local artisan produce. Berra bannock is created using berra meal, a type of flour milled here from an ancient form of barley called berra. With the bannock, you get some local farmhouse cheeses, a local chutney, an oatmeal cookie, which looks pretty good, and you get to wash it down with either a local wine or a fantastic local beer. My next stop is the Orkney Fossil and Heritage Centre. You get a glimpse back across hundreds of millions of years and see for yourself the truly ancient, fossilised, ghost-like remains of the very scary-looking creatures that inhabited Orkney 385 million years ago. I've never held a real 30-million-year-old fossil before, and the prehistoric history on show here is amazing. So to see a fossil, which is approximately 500 million years old, is very memorable. So, Linda, tell me a little bit about the museum. You've got some incredible fossils here. What was the origins?
Well, originally, the museum was set up by Leslie Firth. His family owned a building company and a quarry that was being used for building materials. And within the layers of the stone, he was finding fossil fish, and he had a fantastic interest in it. So he decided he had to do something with the collection and set up a museum.
So this tells us of an age here where the landscape was completely different. It was effectively a large lake.
Yes, Lake Orkney, which formed 400 million years ago.
And now we've got this record here as part of the experience that people can come through to see a time that existed before dinosaurs.
Yes, discover a little bit about Orkney's geology and the remains that are within it.
As the Viking Sea sets sail towards the capital of Scotland, we're treated with a wonderful display of traditional Scottish dancing on the pier to say goodbye.